another reading lesson with Miss Meadows. I'm so excited to be reading with you. You are not going to be needing your My Books today, so go ahead and leave those over in your book bins. We are just going to be listening to a story today, and I hope you enjoy it. We're going to start with our vocabulary, and our first word is report. Can you say report? Very good. Report is a noun or a person, place, or thing word. A report is a kind of writing that tells you about information you have learned. So, for example, Nikolai wrote a report about recycling and is sharing it with the class. So he wrote a report and he is sharing it out with his class. It's a kind of writing that is going to tell you information. Our next word is interesting. Can you say interesting? Interesting is an adjective or a describing word. If something is interesting, it gets your attention, maybe because it's exciting or different. So, for example, the bushes have been cut into interesting shapes in the garden. They are not just like a typical bush shape. You'll notice that they look like little birds sitting on top of like a statue, which is very interesting. The next word is poisonous. Say poisonous. Poisonous is an adjective or a describing word. Things that are poisonous are dangerous, and they can hurt you or make you sick if you eat them or touch them. So some of the things that people use to clean their homes are poisonous, so only adults should use them, because if you were to do something that you shouldn't do with them, it could really hurt you or make you really sick. The next word is tour. Say tour. Very good. Tour is a noun or a person, place, or thing word. A tour is a trip you take to many different places. So a school group might go on a guided tour of all the different areas in the nature park to see the different places. And then I believe, let me check really quick. We have 2 more words to do. Whoops. The next word is coexist. Say coexist. Coexist is a verb or an action word. When animals or people coexist, they live in the same place. So in many homes, cats and dogs coexist together or live together in the same place. And the last word is fragile. Say fragile. Very good. Fragile is an adjective or a describing word. If something is fragile, it is easy to break or damage it. For example, a butterfly's wings are very fragile. They would be very easy to break. All right, kiss your brain. We are moving on to our anchor chart. Our anchor chart today is on topic and central idea. So reminder, a topic is the person or thing the text is about. That would be something that the overall thing that the story is about. And then the central idea is the most important idea or point about the topic. And then the supporting evidence would be details, facts, or examples in the text that tell about the central idea. So in our story, I'm trying to think of a story we've read recently. In the story Sam and Dave Dig a Hole, the topic is Sam and Dave digging a hole. The central idea is the fact that they keep missing the diamond, that they are continuously missing that diamond when they're digging. And the supporting evidence would be the picture showing them missing that diamond. So that is topic and central idea. Our story today is called Do You Really Want to Visit a Wetland? Once again, that is, do you really want to visit a wetland? So we are going to be talking about wetlands today, which is a type of place outside, like it would be like a field or a meadow or a park or a pond. A wetland is like one of those places. And we're going to be learning about what it would be like to visit a wetland. And you're going to be deciding, do you really want to visit a wetland? Would that be somewhere you would want to go or somewhere you wouldn't want to go? This is written by Bridget Hios is the author or the person who writes the words. And it's illustrated by Danielle Fabry, who's the person who draws the pictures. So again, you don't need your My Book, just listen and follow along with me. Do you really want to visit a wetland? A visit to a wetland would help you ace your school report. Do you really want to go? It will be very wet. But wetlands are also full of interesting animals, and only some of them will want to eat you. Uh-oh, some of those animals are going to want to eat you? Ugh, I'm already thinking Miss Meadows might not want to visit a wetland, but you might think it's interesting. Let's keep listening. Be prepared for water everywhere. You'll need hip waders. See what he's putting on? Those are hip waders that make it so your pants don't get wet if you were to wander into water. And don't bring a regular boat. You'll need an airboat with a big propeller above water so it doesn't get stuck in the muck. Because wetlands are so wet, they create a lot of mud and muck because of the dirt mixing with the water, which makes it so boat propellers can't move because they get stuck in the muck. Don't forget the bug spray and sunscreen. Ready? Now you're off to explore the swamps, marshes, and sloughs of the Florida Everglades. Why do you think you would need bug spray and sunscreen? Yeah, because there's a lot of bugs in the wetlands, and it's also very sunny in the wetlands because it's in Florida, so you would need sunscreen and bug spray for protection. Start at the Shark River Slough. It looks like a big, still marsh, but the water moves through here like a slow river. So it moves through the slough, the Shark River Slough, like a very slow river. Don't worry, the bull sharks that the slough is named after live farther downstream. You might see rats or snakes. Uh-oh, your boat is stuck. So in this, the bull sharks that live there that it's named after, the Shark River Slough, are farther downstream, which means they're farther away from you, but you might see rats or snakes instead of sharks. But uh-oh, the boat got stuck. I bet in the muck we learned about earlier. Time to get out and push and put on those waders. Don't touch the sawgrass. So this would be the sawgrass here. It is as sharp as a saw. It rots, which means it kind of like dies and gets icky and forms the muck that you're stuck in. Too bad you can't glide across the water like that water moccasin. That water moccasin you see is right here, which is a type of snake, which is highly poisonous, which means if it were to bite you, you would get really, really sick and really, really hurt. So be careful of the water moccasin, which is very dangerous, and be very careful of the sawgrass, which could cut you. Oof, Miss Meadows is thinking already she does not want to visit the wetlands. Not at all. Lucky for you, the snake finds a frog for lunch. Whew, at least it doesn't want me then. And finally, your boat breaks free. Now you can continue your tour. People have drained half the Everglades to build houses and farms. Animals like the apple snail, right here, have lost some habitat. Remember, habitat is where they live. This affects the food chain. Birds, turtles, and alligators need the apple snail for food. So the apple snail can't go away because then birds, turtles, and alligators wouldn't have that to be able to eat. Luckily, rainfall still feeds much of the wetlands. Clouds are rolling in right now. The Everglades are surrounded by 3 inches, are surrounded on 3 sides by water. Sorry, let me try that one more time. The Everglades are surrounded on 3 sides by water. That creates 12 inches of rain per year. And when it rains, the water rises. Head west to the big cypress swamp. So when that rain comes down from the clouds, because the clouds get too heavy and the water falls and it rains, it creates a ton of rain for the Everglades, which makes it so that's why they're so wet, because of all of the rain. The trees overhead make it dark and a little eerie. Eerie means like a little creepy or spooky. What's that sound? Quark, quark, quark. Oh, cute. It's a nest of alligators, and they're hatching. Somebody else thinks they're cute, too. I wonder who that somebody else is. But I'm telling you right now, Miss Meadows to you, if there's alligators there, I'm not going. Miss Meadows doesn't really want to visit the Everglades or the wetlands if there's alligators there. Their mother. Alligators are good mamas. That's bad for you. Quick, paddle away. Why do you think that's bad for you? Because that mama is going to protect her babies. So she's going to probably try and come hurt you if she thinks you're hurting her babies, which means you've got to get out of there. Head south towards the Gulf of Mexico. Here, the water mixes with the ocean and gets saltier because ocean water is salt water. If you were to drink it, it would taste salty. Ugh. This is a saltwater swamp. You can see the roots of the mangrove trees that grow here. There's those roots growing out from the bottom of them. And if you're lucky, you'll see an American crocodile. Crocodiles prefer salt water to fresh water. They are more rare than alligators and very shy. The Everglades is the only place on Earth where alligators and crocodiles coexist. Usually you would find just crocodiles or just alligators, and the Everglades are the only place you will find both crocodiles and alligators. The Everglades is a fragile ecosystem, which means it's something that could easily break or fall apart or stop working. If we don't take care of it, we'll lose it, and nobody wants that. Right, manatee? Whoa, a manatee! A rare sight indeed. These are those manatees floating around in the water. Now you can go home and ace your report. And here he is giving his report on the Everglades are awesome. Alrighty, so now that our story is over, you can move on to your gem choice board. If you want to do any of the sapphire, emerald, or ruby choices, you are more than welcome to. If you are interested in a diamond one, you could do a video presentation on the wetlands, do that on clips and talk about facts you've learned about the wetlands. You could also make a poster on the wetlands if you were interested, but go ahead, go work on those gem choice boards. I can't wait to see what you do with a wetland project, and I will see you tomorrow for some more learning. Have fun, friends!